Hi, just popping in to show you this new design stitching out. I thought this was a good hexagon to show you on because of the dark thread, so you can see it a little bit better. So you can see how it's stitched out and how it's sort of like a plus sign and it's going over itself. This is the machine just moving on its own. I'm not actually controlling it. My hands are out of the way. So this is how my Q-bot works. Almost to the end of the design where it's finishing off. But yeah, you can just see it's going over on itself. That's what's creating the threads to look a little bit thicker. I actually don't mind it. A lot of people don't like, that I've come across in my quilting time, a few people have said that they really don't like the traveling from one thing to another. It makes the threads, or they can't get on it with their free motion. They're a bit wonky or whatever. I think personally that adds to the character of the quilt, and I like it. I like the look of it. Of course, with the Q-bot, you do get a better precision, and you don't notice the wobbliness as much because it's computerized and it's meant to go that way. So I'm just starting the pattern again. So it's going to continue on. You can get different tools and whatnot that will you can elongate the pattern so you don't have to do that. Restart again, but I like to have that restart. For me personally, it works because it stops at that point and I'm not going to get a situation where I may have walked away from the machine for a second or for an extended period of time, which I don't normally do anyway, but sometimes it's inevitable. You're on the phone, you're not quite paying attention. If this pattern was to just keep stitching out and there was a mistake, so say you've started here, it's stitched along, there's a mistake here, and then it's continued stitching along the quilt, I have to come back and try and find that mistake and see where the error is, and to possibly have to unpick a quite amount of stitching because it's too low or it's shifted or whatever the case may be. So this way it sort of just recalibrates itself and starts off again, and so it lines itself up where it finished off, and it just continues in one straight line. And for me, I find that a little bit easier. So I just thought I'd pop in and show you how it runs and yeah, how it stitches out and how accurate it can actually be. If your tracks are like where your machine sits on, if it is not cleaned properly, you end up with all sorts of problems. But I'll leave that for another video because I've got some things that I use, and I'll get them all out and show you when I'm cleaning my machine next before the next job. Anyway, happy quilting, and I hope you enjoyed this little video of my Q-bot working away. Happy quilting, everybody!